Hey, wealth builders! Andre Hennick here, and today we're talking about one of the most misunderstood figures in the Bible, the Proverbs 31 woman. Now, before half of you click away thinking this is just a sermon for wives, hold up, because what I'm about to show you is that this woman was running a sophisticated multi-million-dollar business empire, and her strategies are more relevant in 2026 than most modern business books. This isn't about gender. This is about business brilliance that transcends time. Whether you're male or female, entrepreneur or employee, this woman has secrets that will transform how you approach wealth building. If you're ready to learn business strategies from one of history's most successful entrepreneurs, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're about to go deep into ancient wisdom that modern MBA programs wish they taught. Let's get into it. First, let me set the record straight about what Proverbs 31 actually is. A lot of people think it's just a description of a good wife. Wrong. This is a business case study, disguised as a poem. King Lemuel's mother is teaching her son what to look for in a business partner, someone who can build and manage wealth. Let me read you a few verses and then translate them into 2026 business language. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. That's product sourcing and manufacturing. She is like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. That's supply chain, management, and international trade. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. That's real estate investment and business expansion. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. That's wholesale distribution. Do you see what's happening here? This woman is running multiple businesses simultaneously. She's in textiles, agriculture, real estate, and merchant trade. In 2026 terms, she's a serial entrepreneur with a diversified portfolio. Now let's break down her specific strategies and how you can apply them this year. Principle 1. Work ethic that commands respect. The passage says, "She gets up while it is still night," and "her lamp does not go out at night." This woman was working. But here's what's important. She wasn't just working hard. She was working smart. In 2026, we have this weird culture where people brag about hustle and grinding, while they're actually just busy being busy. They're working 80 hours a week, but not building anything sustainable. That's not hustle. That's chaos. The Proverbs 31 woman worked early and late, but look at what she was doing. She was building assets, managing investments, creating products, and developing distribution channels. Every hour of work was compounding toward greater wealth. Here's your 2026 application. Audit your time this week. Track every single hour for 7 days. I'm serious. Write it down or use an app like Toggle. At the end of the week, categorize your time. Asset building activities. Things that create long-term value. Learning new skills, building systems, creating content, making investments, developing products. Maintenance activities. Things that keep your current situation running, your day job, necessary admin, basic life management. Waste activities. Things that add zero value, mindless social media scrolling, binge-watching shows you don't even like, complaining drama. The Proverbs 31. Woman had zero waste activities. Every action had purpose. Every hour produced value. Your goal: by the end of 2026, have at least 20% of your waking hours invested in asset-building activities. That's about 20 hours per week if you sleep 8 hours. Can you find 20 hours to invest in your future? That's less than 3 hours per day. Comment right now. I commit to 20 hours. Let's make this real. Principle 2. Mastery of multiple revenue streams. Let me list the Proverbs 31 woman's revenue streams based on the text. 1. Textile manufacturing. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She's creating finished goods from raw materials. 2. Agricultural production. She plants a vineyard. She's in food beverage production. 3. Real estate investment. She considers a field and buys it. She's acquiring appreciating assets. 4. Wholesale trade. She supplies the merchants with sashes. She's in B2B distribution. 5. Domestic management. Her household was run like a profitable business. 6. Potential consulting wisdom. She speaks with wisdom. Her knowledge had value. 6 distinct revenue streams. And this is 3,000 years ago, when starting a business required massive capital and physical infrastructure. In 2026, you have advantages she never had. You can start an online business with a $100 loans. You can invest in stocks with $10 loans. You can build an audience with $0. You can learn any skill for free on YouTube, like you're doing right now. Yet most people have one income stream, a job that could disappear tomorrow. Here's your Proverbs 31 action plan for 2026. Stream 1. Your primary expertise. Start immediately. What are you already good at? What do people already pay you for? How can you monetize this beyond your salary? Consulting, freelancing, teaching. The Proverbs 31. Woman was skilled in textile. What's your textile equivalent? Stream 2. Investment income. Start this month. Open a brokerage account if you don't have one. Start with index funds, VOO, Vanguard S&P 500, VTI, Total Stock Market, or a target date fund. Begin with whatever you can, $50, $100, $500. The Proverbs 31 woman bought fields. You're buying fractional shares of America's greatest companies. Start today. Stream 3. Digital product or service. Start within 60 days. Create something once, sell it forever. An ebook, a course, templates, printables, stock photos, digital art. The Proverbs 31 woman made linen garments. Physical products. You can create digital products that cost $0 to reproduce and distribute globally. Use platforms like Gumroad, Teachable, or Etsy. Stream 4. Real estate or real estate adjacent. Start within 6 to 12 months. If you have capital, buy rental property or a house hack. Live in one unit, rent others. If you don't have capital, invest in REITs through your brokerage, or use platforms like Fundrise for crowd-funded real estate. The Proverbs 31 woman considered a field carefully before buying. You should too, but don't let analysis paralysis stop you from starting somewhere. Stream 5. Skill-based side business. Start within 90 days. What service can you provide? Copywriting, web design, bookkeeping, virtual assistants, coaching. In 2026, platforms like Upwork and Fiverr make this accessible. The Proverbs 31 woman worked with eager hands. She created value through her skills. So can you. Stream 6. Content or audience building. Start now, harvest later. Build a YouTube channel, blog, podcast, Instagram account, TikTok, or newsletter in your area of expertise. Monetization comes later through ads, sponsorships, affiliate income, or your own products. This is your modern equivalent of, she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Your wisdom has value. Share it. The Proverbs 31 woman's reputation preceded her. In 2026, that's called personal brand. Now I already hear the objections. Andre, I don't have time for 6 income streams. You're right. You don't build them all at once. The Proverbs 31 woman didn't start with 6 businesses on day 1. She built strategically over time. Your goal: end 2026 with 3 active income streams. Start 2027 working toward 5. By 2028, you're at 6 or more. That's a 3-year plan to completely transform your financial security. Drop a comment telling me, which stream are you starting first? Let's keep each other motivated. Principle 3. Strategic investment and calculated risk. Here's a verse that most people skip right over. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Let me break down what's happening here, because it's genius. First, she considers. This is due diligence. She didn't impulse buy. She evaluated. She analyzed. She did her research. In 2026 terms, she didn't YOLO into meme stocks because some influencer told her to. She studied the opportunity. Second, and buys it. This is decisive action. After careful consideration, she executed. She didn't get paralyzed by analysis. She didn't wait for the perfect moment. She moved when the evaluation was complete. Third, out of her earnings. This is crucial. She used profits from her existing businesses to fund new investments. She didn't go into debt. She didn't borrow against her house. She used earnings. This is sustainable wealth building. Fourth, she plants a vineyard. This is long-term thinking. Vineyards take years to produce. She wasn't looking for quick flips. She was building generational assets. Let's translate this to your 2026 investment strategy. The evaluation phase. Do this for every investment. Before you invest in anything, stocks, real estate, business, crypto, whatever, answer these questions. 1. Do I understand how this makes money? If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. 2. What's the realistic best case? Not the hype. The realistic upside. 3. What's the worst case? Can I survive if I lose everything I invest? 4. What's the time horizon? Am I looking at months, years, or decades? 5. Who else has succeeded with this? Are there case studies, or is this pure speculation? 6. What's my exit strategy? How and when will I get my money out? 7. Does this align with my values? The Proverbs 31 woman had principles, so should you. If you can't confidently answer all 7 questions, don't invest. The Proverbs 31 woman considered before she bought. So should you. The execution phase. Do this after thorough evaluation. Once you've done your homework, don't hesitate. Opportunities have expiration dates. Good deals get snapped up. The Proverbs 31 woman didn't consider forever. She considered, then bought. In 2026, I see 2 types of people who never build wealth. Type 1. The impulsive investor who jumps on every trend without evaluation. They bought Dogecoin at the peak because Elon tweeted about it. They invested in their cousin's guaranteed business opportunity. They day trade stocks they know nothing about. These people lose money. Type 2. The perpetual researcher who never executes. They read every book, watch every video, analyze every scenario, but they never actually invest. They're still waiting for the right time, while inflation eats their cash and opportunities pass them by. These people stay broke. The Proverbs 31 woman was neither. She was strategic and decisive. That's the balance you need in 2026. The funding phase. Do this sustainably, out of her earnings. This is so important. She didn't bet the farm. She didn't leverage herself into dangerous debt. She used profits from existing income to fund new ventures. Your 2026 strategy. Create a 3-bucket system. Bucket 1. Living expenses. 50 side earning 60% of income. Everything you need to survive. Rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transportation, insurance. Keep this lean. The Proverbs 31 woman provided food for her family. Necessities, not luxuries. Bucket 2. Investment capital. 20-30% of income. This is your out of her earnings money. This funds your additional income streams. This buys your fields and plants your vineyards. This is non-negotiable. Automate this transfer so you never see this money in your checking account. Bucket 3. Lifestyle enhancement. 10 turn to 20% of income. Dining out, entertainment, hobbies, fun. You're not a monk. Enjoy life. But notice, this is the smallest bucket, not the largest. The Proverbs 31 woman wore fine linen and purple. She enjoyed quality, but only after her investments were funded. The patience phase. Do this consistently. She plants a vineyard. Vineyards take 3 to 5 years minimum before they produce quality grapes. That's delayed gratification. In 2026, everyone wants instant results. Crypto moonshots, TikTok virality, overnight success. But real wealth is built like a vineyard. Planted today, harvested years from now. Your 2026 commitment. Make at least one investment this year with a 5 to 10 year time horizon. Could be maxing out your Roth IRA, $7,000 for 2026 if you're under 50. Buying rental property, starting a business, getting a professional certification, building a content platform. Plant something this year that will bear fruit in 2031. That's Proverbs 31 thinking. Share in the comments. What's your vineyard for 2026? What are you planting that will grow over years? Principle 4. Excellence and reputation management. Check out these verses. She makes linen garments and sells them. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. This woman wasn't just selling products. She was selling quality products that people praised. She wasn't just making money. She was building a reputation that created sustainable demand. In 2026, we live in the review economy. Your reputation is on Google, Yelp, Trustpilot, LinkedIn, social media. One viral negative review can destroy a business. One pattern of excellence can build an empire. The Proverbs 31 woman understood. Quality is your best marketing. Here's how to apply this. In your career, be the person who over-delivers. If you say you'll finish by Friday, finish by Wednesday. If you're asked for good work, deliver exceptional work. Your reputation at work determines your raises, promotions, and future opportunities. I know someone who was just okay at their job. Showed up, did the minimum, collected a paycheck. They were stuck at the same salary for 5 years. Then they had a mindset shift. They started anticipating problems before they happened, creating solutions nobody asked for, training new employees. Within 18 months, they had 2 promotions and a 45% salary increase. Excellence stands out because mediocrity is everywhere. In your business, treat every customer like they're your only customer. Respond to emails promptly. Deliver products that exceed expectations. Handle complaints with grace and generosity. The Proverbs 31 woman's reputation was so strong that her husband is respected at the city gate. Her excellence elevated everyone associated with her. I've seen businesses destroyed by cutting corners to save a few dollars. And I've seen businesses thrive because they obsessed over customer experience. In 2026, word of mouth is amplified by social media. One delighted customer can bring you hundreds. One angry customer can cost you thousands. In your personal brand, your social media, your LinkedIn, your online presence, it all matters. Are you known for complaining or creating? Tearing down or building up? Drama or wisdom? The Proverbs 31 woman speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. What's on your tongue? What's on your social media? Because that's your 2026 reputation. Do this exercise. Google yourself. What comes up? Is it professional? Would you hire you based on what's visible? If not, start curating a better reputation today. Principle 5. Team building and delegation. The passage says, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her." Wait, what? She has children, a husband, and somehow she's running multiple businesses, making investments, managing properties, and creating products? Here's the secret. She wasn't doing everything herself. The text says she gives portions to her servant girls. She had a team. She delegated. She managed people. She built systems that allowed her to scale. In 2026, the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make is trying to do everything themselves. They're the CEO, CFO, marketer, customer service, janitor, and intern. That doesn't scale. That burns you out. The Proverbs 31 woman understood. Your time is your most valuable asset. Here's how to think about delegation in 2026. Calculate your hourly value. If you make $50,000 per year working 2,000 hours, your time is worth 25 hours. Any task that someone else can do for less than 25 hours should be delegated if it frees you to do higher value work. Example, you could spend 2 hours cleaning your house, or you could pay someone $50 to clean it while you spend those 2 hours creating a digital product that will generate $500. Which is smarter? Example, you could spend 5 hours doing your bookkeeping, or you could pay a bookkeeper $100 and spend those 5 hours acquiring new clients worth $2,000. Which is strategic? Start small with virtual assistants. You don't need to hire full-time employees. In 2026, you can hire virtual assistants from platforms like Fancy Hands or Upwork for $10-$30 an hour. Start by delegating calendar management, email filtering, research tasks, social media posting, basic administrative work. This frees your time for strategy, creativity, and high-value activities. Build systems before you scale. The Proverbs 31 woman watches over the affairs of her household. She had systems. Document your processes. Create checklists. Use tools like Notion, Asana, or Trello to organize workflows. When you build systems, you can plug people into them. When everything is in your head, only you can do it. Systems. Next, scalability. Invest in your people. She gives portions to her servant girls. She compensated her team fairly. In 2026, if you want excellent people, you need to pay them well and treat them right. Cheap labor gives you cheap results. The Proverbs 31 woman understood that investing in her team was investing in her business. Here's your action step. What's one task you're doing this week that someone else could do for 20 hours or less? Delegate it. Use Fiverr, Upwork, or TaskRabbit. Experience the leverage of having a team. Principle 6. Balance and sustainable success. Here's something beautiful about the Proverbs. 30 a woman. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She was successful and peaceful. She was productive and joyful. She built wealth and maintained relationships. She worked hard and had security. In 2026, We have this toxic hustle culture that says you need to sacrifice everything, health, relationships, joy, to build wealth. That's not biblical. That's not sustainable. And frankly, it's not necessary. The Proverbs 31 woman shows us a better way. Prioritize ruthlessly. She did many things, but she did the right things. She didn't do busy work. She focused on activities that built assets, created value, and aligned with her purpose. Your 2026 practice. Every Sunday, plan your week. List all your tasks. Then ask, if I could only do 3 things this week, which 3 would have the biggest impact? Do those 3 first. Everything else is secondary. Protect your health. You can't build wealth if you're dead or disabled. The Proverbs 31 woman was clothed with strength. She maintained her physical capability. In 2026, schedule your workouts like business meetings. Prioritize sleep, 7 to 9 hours. Eat real food, not processed garbage. Get regular checkups. Your health is the foundation of everything else. Invest in relationships. Her children arise and call her blessed. Despite all her business activities, her family relationships were strong. In 2026, I see too many people sacrificing relationships for revenue, and they end up rich and alone. That's not success. That's tragedy. Have dinner with your family without phones. Take your kids to their games. Date your spouse. Call your parents. Success means nothing if you have nobody to share it with. Maintain margin. She can laugh at the days to come. She had peace because she had preparation. She wasn't stressed. She wasn't anxious. She had done the work, built the systems, made the investments, and she could rest in that. Your 2026 goal: build margin into your life. Financial margin: emergency fund. Time margin: don't book every hour. Emotional margin: say no to drama. Spiritual margin: time for prayer, meditation, reflection. The Proverbs 31 woman wasn't constantly stressed. Neither should you be. So let's recap the Proverbs 31 business blueprint for 2026. 1. Work with purpose. Every hour should build assets or add value. 2. Diversify income. Build multiple revenue streams strategically. 3. Invest strategically. Consider carefully. Execute decisively. Fund from earnings. Think long-term. 4. Deliver excellence. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. 5. Build a team. Delegate, systemize, scale beyond yourself. 6. Maintain balance. Success includes health, relationships, and peace. This woman lived 3,000 years ago, without technology, without modern banking, without the internet, and she built a multi-million-dollar empire, adjusting for inflation and economic context. You have every advantage she didn't. You can start a business with a laptop. You can invest with an app. You can reach millions of people from your living room. You can learn any skill for free. You can access global markets. The only question is, will you? Will you apply these principles? Will you do the work? Will you build strategically? Will you think long-term? Because if you do, if you genuinely implement even half of what we covered today, your life in 2027 will be unrecognizable compared to your life today. Here's what I need from you. 1. Subscribe if you want more biblical wealth-building strategies. We release a new one every week. 2. Comment with your number 1 takeaway and your first action step 3. Share this with one entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur. 4. Join our Biblical Wealth Builders community. Link in description. 5. Download the Proverbs, the Reese 31 Business Checklist. Free, link below. Next week, we're diving into David's strategy for going from shepherd to king, and how his leadership principles apply to building a business and managing money in 2026. You don't want to miss it. Remember, the Proverbs 31 woman wasn't born with multiple businesses. She built them, step by step, decision by decision, investment by investment. You can do the same. Starting today. This is Andre Hennick, and I'll see you in the next video. Now go out there and build your empire.